Hello and welcome to this week's episode, 24 hours in Zagreb. So when we left Ljubljana in Slovenia, we took the train to Zagreb, which is going to take roughly around 2.5 hours. And we're at the train station very early on in the day at 8:30 to catch the train. A nice little coffee just before that at Costa, classic British coffee that. Hello and welcome to the Winging It Travel Podcast YouTube channel. Join me on my journey as I travel across the world, seeking out adventures, meeting new people, and trying out new things. On the way, we shared a cabin with a lady and her dog. Very entertaining indeed for the ride. And we arrived into Zagreb late morning and headed to our guest house called Centar Guesthouse, which is run by a guy called Dinko. Very nice chap, told us what to do, what to see, and where to go in Zagreb, but advised us that we couldn't check in straight away. So we went to a nice little trendy cafe for a bit of lunch and a coffee. And this place is called Figa Garden. The guy in there who is the waiter told us all about Zagreb, asked where we're from, had a nice little chat, gave us some advice of the things to see and do. And our meal there was a Croatian bagel with Mediterranean dips. Sensational indeed. After checking in with Dinko, we popped out into Zagreb city centre to take a look around. Lovely streets, some statues. Quite buzzing actually during the day. It's a lovely day in terms of weather as well. And then we walked to the cathedral and sat in its gardens next to it. It's just a nice day to sit there, a bit of sun, a bit of mild weather, and soak it all in. We got 14,500 steps in that day and we're feeling it. So we headed back to Dinko's guest house because it had a super comfy bed and had a quiet night in. The next day, our train to Budapest was in the evening. So we had a whole day checking out Zagreb, and this is where we checked out most of our sightseeing. First up was back to the train station to leave our bags there for the day, and that was free. Then we went out to a lovely little cafe called Melt. And I'm not ashamed to say that I got a €9 English breakfast, much needed. The area we had hallmarked on our list was called Capitol. This is the old historic area, lots of cobbled streets, lots of great views of Zagreb, and there's lots of cafes, bars and restaurants with a lot of churches in there as well. So this is an area you can spend a whole day in. You can walk up to the gardens, up to the cathedral, certain viewpoints of Zagreb. You can also walk down to the cafes. We've got a trendy coffee at Oliver Twist Bar. It's a little bit touristy, but it's nice weather, sat outside and watch the world go by for a bit. Then we got our steps in to our next destination, which was the Tunnel Grish. Little street there. Which are a bunch of tunnels around Zagreb that go underground in amongst hills, and it's worth checking out. It's free. They connect different areas of Zagreb, and we come out of one of the tunnels into a park called Park Bell IV, and this has a great viewpoint over Zagreb, the city. And then you can walk down and either get a funicular or walk down the steps back down to the ground level of the city centre. As you know by now, I do love a coffee, so we went to a trendy little establishment called Cogito Coffee Shop. Let's hear more. We've got a few locations dotted around the town, and we're today at a location right in the middle of the centre, and the road is called, I've got to read it, Varsavka 11 Zagreb. So you're actually paying $3.20 for a double espresso Americano. But let's get stuck into this. I can smell it, and I got a whiff that's actually not that strong. Might be a medium. Let's give it a go. Cheers. Oh, it's actually a light, I think. That was almost the end of our sightseeing day in Zagreb before hanging out in a park called Trg Tomislava, which is right outside the train station. And we hung around there in the sun, watching the world go by until our train in the evening, which is going to be a 6-hour ride to Budapest. To summarise for Zagreb, this was a Monday. It was heaving with people out in the sunshine, having coffee, having lunch, spending time together. So I love the vibe. Clean, Lots to see and do, such as the cathedral, the old town, the tunnels, lots of cafes, lots of shopping you can do there as well. And if you only have 24 hours spare, then Zagreb is a must for you. You won't be disappointed, lots to fill your time with, and even more to explore around the city itself. Loved visiting. We'll need to go back to Croatia and Zagreb, and I'll catch you next time in Budapest for some more great sightseeing, great coffee, a tooth extraction, and a very hippie hostel. Catch you then. Please follow and subscribe on my YouTube channel today, and please rate and review the podcast on any podcast platform that you use. Thank you.